Hello all, welcome to Diksha Classroom. In the last few days, we have been discussing the questions from higher education which was happened in the last year UGC NTA NET examination. So today also we are going to discuss the questions from higher education. So let's move to the first question. So this is the first question. The principal responsibilities of the academic council in a university include. So we have to read the question very carefully. The question is the principal responsibilities of the academic council in a university include. Then there are four statements are given. The first one, maintenance of quality and standards of academic program. Then second one, planning, coordination, development, oversight and review of academic programs of the university. Then third one, laying down the essential qualifications for recruitment of faculty in various disciplines. Then the fourth one, framing and revising or updating the contents of courses of various academic programs. And the fifth one, approval of fee structure for various academic programs. These are the five sentences. Out of these five sentences or out of these five statements, we have to be analyzed that what are the principal responsibilities of the academic council in a university. So here we have to understand very carefully. The question is not like what are the responsibilities of the academic council, not like that, but the question is what are the principal responsibilities of the academic council. So when we analyze these five sentences, these 5 points, we have to understand which one of them are the principal responsibilities of academic council of a university. Then we have given four options. First option, 1 and 2 only are the principal responsibilities, and option B says 1, 2, 4 and 5 are the principal responsibilities of an academic council. Then and option C says 1, 4, 3 and 4 only, and option D 1, 2, 3, 4 only are the principal responsibilities of academic council. So we have to check the answer now. The answer is 1 and 2 only. So out of these five statements, first one and the second one are the principal responsibilities of the academic council in a university. How the first and second one become the principal responsibilities and why the other statements are not become the principal responsibilities. So when we analyze these five statements, we can understand that the third and fourth and fifth one are the responsibilities of academic council, but those three statements or these three statements are included in first and two statements, because the third one, essential qualification of the recruitment of a faculty in various disciplines, the third one we can check the third and fourth and fifth statement, laying down the essential qualification for recruitment of faculty in various disciplines, and framing and revising or updating the contents of courses of various academic programs, and approval of fee structure for various academic programs. So these three one, now we can understand that also part of the maintenance of quality and standard of academic programs. Okay, so these three statements are already included in the maintenance of quality and standards of academic program. So we can understand that the first and second statements are the principal responsibilities of an academic council, and other three statements are not the principal responsibility, but it is a secondary responsibilities, and it's also part of first and second statement. So the answer is first and second only. Then I think you have understood this question and answer. So we can move to the next one. Which are the characteristics of an effective team in an institution of higher learning? So we have to understand what are the characteristics of an effective team. So we have to understand very clearly. So we have to understand very clearly the term effective team and the term higher learning. Then we can check the five statements. The first one, first one A, the atmosphere tends to be informal in which members of team are involved. Then B, there is a lot of discussion in which everyone participates. Then C says, the task of the group is well understood and accepted by the group members. Then D, the members of the group are not afraid of putting forth their ideas. Then E, the members of the group avoid disagreement and conflict among themselves. Then E, the members of the group avoid disagreement and conflict among themselves. Then choose the correct answer from the option given below. We have given 4 options. Option A 1, 2, 3, 4 only. Option B 2, 3, 4, 5 only. Option C 3, 4, 5, 1 only. Option D 5, 1, 2, 3 only. So we can check the answer. You can also type the answer below. Okay, so the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4 only. Out of 5 statements, first 4 statements are the characteristics of an effective team in an institution of higher learning. We can check each and every sentence. First one, the A says the atmosphere tends to be informal in which members of team are involved. Okay, when we analyze this statement, we can understand that when a group becomes informal, then the participants can feel more comfortable and more relaxation. So it will be effective regards to team meeting. If it is a formal, there will be a chance of more rigid and more frustration. When it becomes an informal, there is a lot of flexibilities. So it will be effective regards to a team meeting. Then we can check the statement B. There is a lot of discussion in which everyone participates. There is no doubts a group or a team become more effective when there will be more discussions, more debates or more dialogues. We can say that a team is effective when each and every team members participates in the discussion. So we should appreciate all the discussions, dialogues, comments, etc. in a group. And the third one, C, says that the task of the group is well understood and accepted by the group members. Yes, it's also an important feature of an effective team. All the group members should have well understand and aim or the objective or the target of the group should be accepted by all group members. Okay, then option D, then the statement D says the members of the group are not afraid of putting forth their ideas. So all the team members should not be afraid of putting their ideas into the groups, or all the team members should have a chance to say their ideas to the other group members. It's also an important feature of an effective team. Then he says the members of the group avoid disagreement and conflict among themselves. So this statement is not a feature of an effective team, because the members of the group should not be avoid the disagreement and conflict. If there is a discussion, there will be disagreements and the disparities. We should address those disparities or disagreements with a positive attitude. We should not be suppressed the disagreements, or we should not be repressed the disagreements. we have to solve the disagreements. We should understand very clearly. We should not be avoided that disagreements, but we have to solve that disagreements. We have to hear their ideas. We have to check or we have to analyze their ideas, and we have to solve their disagreements, not avoid the disagreement and conflict among themselves. We can move to the next one. In this question, we have given two statements, statement 1 and statement 2. First of all, we have to read the statement 1. Swayam, an initiative of the Government of India, aims at providing affordable and quality education to the citizens. Statement 2. Swayam aims at promoting the education and health of adolescent girls. In the light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. Option A, both statement 1 and statement 2 are true. Option B, both statement 1 and statement 2 are false. Option C, statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is false. Option D, statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is true. These are the four options. We have to analyze which one is true and which one is false. So we can move to the answer. The answer is option C. The option C says that statement 1 is correct and the statement 2 is false. We have to check how the statement 1 becomes correct and how the statement 2 becomes incorrect or false. So when we analyze statement 1, we can understand that Swayam, an initiative of the Government of India. Here there is one spelling mistake, not RUMS, it is aims at providing affordable and quality education to the citizens. So in the last class, we have discussed very clearly regarding the Swayam. Swayam is an initiative of the Government of India. The full form of Swayam is Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. We have discussed all this information regarding Swayam in the last class. You can see the last class in our YouTube channel. And the second one, the aims at providing affordable and quality education to the citizens. So we have already said that Swayam is an initiative of Government of India and it is providing affordable and quality education to the citizens, irrespective of all disparities in the name of sex or religion or caste or wealth. Irrespective of all these disparities, Swayam is providing affordable and quality education to the citizens. It is affordable for rich and poor people, and it is also affordable people who living in rural areas or in the cities. And we can understand that Swayam is an initiative of Government of India, aims at providing affordable and quality education to the all citizens. So the statement 1 is correct. There is no doubt. Then we can move to statement 2. Swayam aims at promoting the education and health of adolescent girls. It is a wrong because we have said earlier, Swayam aims at promoting the education for all citizens, not only the adolescent girls, but it provides the qualitative education to the all citizens in all over India. So we can understand that statement 1 is correct and the statement 2 is incorrect. So the option C is right. So the next question is, which of the following types of institutions come under National Board of Accreditation, NBA, National Board of Accreditation? There are 4 institutions. The first one, teacher education institutions. Second one, technical institutions. And third one, agriculture institutions. And fourth one, medical institutions. Out of these institutions, which are come under National Board of Accreditation, NBA. So it is a direct question. We can move to the answer. So the answer is technical institutions. So we have to understand what is NBA. NBA is a National Board of Accreditation. So we know that there are some major bodies who gives accreditation to the universities. Like we have know that NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, and the other one is National Board of Accreditation. So we have to understand National Board of Accreditation accredits the technical institutions like engineering and management programs. But the NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, gives accreditation to the general colleges and universities. NBA gives technical institutions such as engineering and management programs. So we have to understand more concepts regarding National Board of Accreditation, and we can move to the next question. The next question is, which statutory body of a university has the power to accord formal approval to the program and courses of studies? There are four bodies: Senate, then Syndicate, then Academic Council, then Board of Studies. Out of these four bodies, which statutory body of a university has the power to accord formal approval to the program and courses of studies? There is no chance of confusion because we all know that the Academic Council is the statutory body of a university. The Academic Council is the statutory body of a university, has the power to accord formal approval to the program and course of studies. It is the power of Academic Council to the approval of the programs and courses of studies. In the first question, we also understand Academic Council has the right to maintain the quality and standards in academic programs, and now we have understand that the power of Academic Council includes that approval to the programs and courses of the studies. So these are the questions we have discussed today, and remaining questions we will be discussing coming session. Thank you.